Hello, everyone. Today we're going to go through a little mini lesson on argumentative writing. So before we go any further, hit the pause button, take out your notes and something to write with, and be prepared to stop as the slides go on and take down the important notes. You'll be using these notes for activities for the next couple weeks. All right, so what is argumentation? For the last few classes, you've been learning about persuasion and techniques for being persuasive. When you are being persuasive, you are trying to convince someone of something. Usually you have an opinion or a position, and you're trying to convince the person you're speaking to that your position is valid, right? And if you remember some of the notes you've taken, there's some effective ways to do this. Logos is a way of persuading the audience by using reason, facts, or statistics. Ethos is a means of convincing the audience by using an authority or a credible resource on the subject and relying on what that credible figure has to say as evidence that your position is correct. And pathos is a way of convincing an audience of an argument by creating an emotional response, right? Trying to get people's emotions to be the thing that tips the scales in your favor. So argumentation is a form of persuasion. It's a more structured form, and it is building an argument in a logical way. But in order to do so effectively, you need to use the persuasive techniques that you've already encountered. All right, so what does this mean for you if you're trying to write argumentatively? First, like any essay, you need a thesis, right? In an argumentative essay, the thesis is where you clearly state your position. Say you're writing something about, I don't know, some kind of boring topic about whether your school should have school uniforms or not, right? You're either going to agree yes or disagree no. Your thesis needs to state your position clearly. Then once you've set up your thesis, the rest of your essay sets out to prove that your position is valid, right? And you're going to do this by supporting your writing with details and examples and elaboration. You know how to do this. Just these details and statistics should be focused on the principles of logos, ethos, and pathos. So you want your examples to be from someone who's a credible resource. You want to reach out to people and appeal to their emotions by connecting with an example that maybe they can relate to, etc. In addition, right, the unique thing about argumentative essays is that an argument is where there's a reason, an opportunity for disagreement. You feel one way and someone else is going to feel another way. So there's opposition. In order to really write an effective argumentative essay, you need to address that opposition. We call this addressing the counter argument. So in the last body paragraph that you write, you will acknowledge that there is some people feel differently, and you acknowledge that difference in opinion, but then you systematically explain why that position is invalid. So you use the same kinds of facts and statistics that you use to build your argument to break down the counter argument to that essay. So here's what it would look like if you were organizing your essay, right? Your first paragraph would be your introduction, ending in your thesis, like always. Your next 2 to 3 body paragraphs would be claims that would support your argument, and you would support each of these claims with reasons and evidence and explanation. And then that last body paragraph, if you see here at body paragraph 3, the counter argument is where you acknowledge an opposing position exists, and then you refute it, which means you explain why that position is ineffective or invalid. And then, of course, you end with your concluding paragraph as you are used to doing. So that's what we're going to be working on for a while, the next bunch of classes, probably for the next few weeks, working on evaluating examples of argumentative essays and then eventually writing your own. Did that work? Don't tell me that didn't work. I don't know how to do that.